You either use the internet for fun or you use the internet to grow. You're here to grow. Welcome to TRS Clips. Could you draw out a picture of the peak week of the economic crisis? Like what was happening in the life of an average Sri Lankan versus what is happening today? Like now, if I go there this week, I'm sure it's different scenarios. So what was happening?
I think the major sort of the blow up came over when we ran out of foreign exchange and we were having a problem importing oil, petroleum and gas. And especially in the urban areas, gas is important for cooking. So therefore, people who are living in apartments, they couldn't get their gas. So some of them just came out and went out to demonstrate. They said, this government must go. They can't even keep us, we can't work in our kitchens. Then, of course, there were long lines for petrol. So transport became a problem. And if India had not stepped in, because I keep repeating this because it should not be underestimated, the role that you played. India had not stepped in, and Indian Oil, you distribute petroleum in Sri Lanka, you were able to bring petrol in and provide that to the market. It would have been worse. But what we had were queues, long queues, people sometimes maybe 2-3 days to get their cars pumped with petrol. So that was one scenario. Then we have, like in India, we have a division, urban, rural. So in the rural areas, of course, this fertilizer decision did have an impact. The farmers were not getting their crops. They couldn't also get fertilizer. They were not able to get their insecticides, for example. So there was a crisis there for the crop. So the worst days were that. And then today, there is no scarcity of petroleum is available. Most imports are available, and slowly the government is opening out the economy. But of course, the challenge is the cost of living has gone. Inflation is being managed, but because we have no economic growth, there is basically income sources are less now. So people's incomes are not enough to be able to buy food they can buy, but their quality of life has become an issue. So today you have a situation where people who are middle class are suffering a lot. The poor, as you know, always suffer. They bear the brunt of the burden of any economic crisis. But here the middle classes have also got pushed down, so people are finding it difficult to afford day-to-day requirements. And that is a problem at the moment. But goods are available. So if you have money, you can buy what you want. Earlier, even if you had money, you couldn't buy what you wanted. So that's a major difference. We have some issues in the health sector. We are trying to get import of medicines. Money is available, but we have to streamline that, because India has also given some credit for medicines as well.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel like saying this, but maybe an entrepreneurial way of looking at this is remote work culture, like working for foreign companies. I think that if one is in any form of crisis, one should look at their own unfair advantages, at least from my little understanding of Sri Lanka. And this is based on the fact that I've been there. Most of the Lankans I met can speak English, which is honestly a big advantage in terms of getting a job from abroad while working in Sri Lanka. So be it coding, be it even like creative jobs like editing, media related, etc. And the other big advantage, at least I see that Sri Lankans have, is at your core, you all seem like team players. Like whenever I speak to a Lankan guy, and I have Lankan friends, there's a lot of team player energy, which also shows up in sport, etc. So, I mean, that's what I would nudge Sri Lankan youth towards, but who am I to say anything? I've not lived in your shoes, so I can't imagine what you guys are going through, but subscribe to BeerBiceps for more. No, I'm kidding.
No, they should, I think. But it's an interesting point about team players. I find our people are individualists more than team players.
Really?
Yeah, we tend to be.
Really?
We are very bright, very quick, but we are too individual. But when there is a crisis, interestingly, we tend to mobilize. We do that. And that's where, that's the contradiction here. day to day, we want to do things on our own the way we want to do them, and we don't want to work together, or we want to compete with each other.
Really?
But if there's a real crisis, we come together. I think in Sri Lanka last year, you saw a few moments where people came together and said, let's forget about our religions, let's forget about our ethnicity, let's get the job done. Now, whether that spirit, you see it in cricket also, again, when Sri Lankans, we all support, regardless of our views, we support the cricket team. And in sport in general, Sri Lankans are like that. They support whatever Sri Lankan teams they support. But then again, we go back to old habits. So maybe we have to get
Break the
that,
pattern?
find a way of making it work.
New clips released at the same time that a podcast releases. This is TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe.